Good morning, you all. I am Mohammed Ali, a professor from Mechanical Engineering Department of Prithvi Shaw Engineering College. I welcome you all to this virtual technical update meeting. The topic for today's discussion is the factors influencing quality and measurement of quality, and mainly the factors which are influencing the implementation of quality. If we see that today's environment, business environment, as most of us are aware, there is threat for new entrants, threat for substitute, and the bargaining power of the supplier one side, and the bargaining power of the customer one side. Because the bargaining power, because there is a shift from seller's market to buyer's market, and the competitive rivalry. That leads to the nature of the business environment to uncertain and unpredictable, and even it is further it has been aggravated due to diverse and complex of nature of the product and the other activities. So the people for this one, in order to this one achieve, the organization has to do the enhancement of organizational capability. To achieve this one, the organizational enhancement of their capability, the process which are in place to be improved by ensuring the quality consistently. So why this quality? When if you look into that, because in today's competitive world and demanding customer and the changing of the product mix and the product complexity and higher level of the expectations of the customer, the quality has become very important. Even there is a famous, this as per the survey, they are telling if the customers are dissatisfied, it is much more than the satisfied customer. If you look into that survey, as per the survey report, the dissatisfied customer 90% of them, they did not complain. They will simply this one switch over to another this one product, and 90% of this one they will totally avoid the product, and 100% of the dissatisfied customer, at least they used to convey the message of their dissatisfaction to 8 to 10 people, and 13% of them, even the worst case, they will spread this message even to the extent of 20%. And even further, that survey says it takes 5 times more cost and effort and time to gain a new customer than to maintain a satisfied customer. So the quality has become very important. When you look into that, what is quality? There are dimensional aspect of quality, the performance, aesthetics, features, reliability, durability, and so on. And even the dimension aspect, we can divide it into product quality and service quality on customer perspective. And there are many characteristics, the numerous number of characteristics which describe the quality. But the quality guru's definition point of view, even if you look into that, each gurus, they have looked into the quality this one in their own point of view. For example, Juran, he has expressed quality is fitness for use. And as per Crosby, the quality is conformance to requirement. And so on. Even among the quality gurus, also there is a various views of the quality. And there is no common definition. There is no universally agreed single definition for quality. But there are 5 important points or definitions which is commonly agreed by most of the people. That is conformance to specification, fitness for use, value of price paid, support services, and the psychological criteria. When you look into that conformation, it is the product, service, what this one, it is whether meeting the design specification and how this fitness for use, how it is performing, and the value for price is nothing but affordable excellence. The money paid for the price paid for the product, whether it is worth. The service, this one, it is support service, how it is provided. Psychological aspect, it is ambient, and aesthetic point of view, and even how that employee, the staffs, the front service, frontline staff, how they are dealing with the customer. So even though there is no commonly agreed this definition for quality, the ISO 9000, 8004, 8402 have come out with the definition, commonly agreed quality definition, that says that totality of the characteristic of an entity. The entity may be product, activity, process, organization, or person that bear on its ability to satisfy the stated and implied needs. The special thing of this ISO definition is generally so far, even if when you look into that quality, it is a conformance or fitness to usage and this one, that is comes under stated needs. But the ISO has the definition, one important aspect what they have covered is the implied needs. Implied needs, it would have not been stated in the agreement, but it is understood. That is very important. That is where it is really leading to the customer satisfaction. When you look into that evolution of the quality, there is a foundation laid from Walter Shewhart, subsequently Edward Deming, Professor Joseph Juran, Please Crosby, and Ishikawa, and so on. And when you look into that the periodical, over a period how it has been taken from 1924, starting with the statistical process control chart by Shewhart to 1980s, even afterwards also this one total quality management. So when you are looking into the total quality management, the meaning is the total, it is made of the whole, the entire the setup. And the quality is the degree of excellence, we know that one. And the management is the act or art or manner of planning and controlling and directing the people and towards the achieving quality. Therefore, TQM is the art of managing the whole to achieve the excellence. That is the definition, this one, it has been generally agreed. Further, when you look into that one, in short, it is the management of quality throughout the organization at all level across all areas. It is involving, this is what famous they used to say, it is all people involvement from chairman to doorman. That is all level of people across all areas, not only in production, not only in this one confined to certain areas, it is all levels. That based on this TQ model, there are standards world over, it has come out. The first, this one, it is ISO 9000 certification. Subsequently, the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award in US, the Deming Prize model in Japan, and the European Foundation for Quality Management model in Europe. And in this, if you look into that world over, the first people have stepped into ISO 9000 standard. This is the first stepping to the quality journey towards the world-class excellence. And this is, when you see that one, the quality system implementation, how the measurement of quality is taking place when you look into the different ways, there are different aspects. One is the goal. In order to achieve the goal, how it can be achieved, do the right things, right the first time and every time. And there is a philosophy, even if you look into the TQM philosophy, mainly it is continuous improvement. In Japanese term, it is Kaizen. It is two words, actually Kaizen. And further they are telling the involvement of everyone. And ultimately, it is focused toward the customer satisfaction. And even Japanese way of the quality measurement, when you look into that, it is a customer satisfaction and employee attitude, cost of quality. That is, in short, when you look into the total quality, it is the quality of the technology and design, it is the quality of production process, it is quality of work life and the environment and even culture, and it is the commitment of the people, commitment and involvement. When they are telling about the commitment, there is a famous saying, commitment from the top, involvement from the bottom. Even though the organization, when they are telling the organization structure, bottom up organization structure is nowadays prepared, but there should be always commitment. The leaders should have the commitment, and the involvement should be from the bottom. And there should be a culture of excellence in everything we do. That the culture should prevail. And in this aspect, when you look into that, in almost in all these cases, there is a common factors, that is involvement of everyone, and the employee attitude, and the commitment and involvement, and work life and the environment, and the cultural, all are related to human related factors. That is the reason when you look into the quality, when we characterize the quality factors, there are two aspects. One is hard and quantitative aspect, which mainly deals with the tools, techniques, practices, and the system. And there is another aspect, the soft and qualitative aspect, which is referred to the behavioral, motivation, and the cultural aspect of the organization. So when you look into this one in broader classification, there are three important elements which is contributing to this success. The first one is the leadership competency. The leadership competency is nothing but the competencies which he has knowledge, the competency or the knowledge, skills, abilities, and attributes need to possess and demonstrate. The leader should have the competencies of the knowledge, skills, abilities, and attribute it should be possessed by him. He should be able to demonstrate to directing the people towards the goal of TQM. Then when you look into that involvement of the people, the involvement is empowering the people and bringing them into decision making. And for this one, bringing them for the decision making towards continuous improvement, which is a very important aspect of the quality. Then when you look into that, the creation of quality environment or culture, it is nothing but the system of norms, shared values, concerns, and common beliefs that are understood by every person of the organization. This requires, even they used to say, it requires exploitation practices to exploration practices, making the people work for the common cause. There is a famous saying, a person works 8 hours for the salary, 10 hours for the good boss, 24 hours for the good cause. So it is the environment, the culture should be there, that we are working for the common goal. That is where, even if you look into that, this is a sort of that cause and effect diagram, that various aspects under each of the elements, what are the various aspects which is contributing to the desired human factors. And in this aspect, what it is ultimately aiming for, making people before making products. That Konosuke Matsushita, that the founder of the famous electric industries in Japan, once one occasion he asked one of his employee, what we make. The employee replied, we make TVs, radios, vacuum cleaner, whatever is produced in that industry or in that plant. He told, no, we make people, and we make people first before making product. Making the people, aligning the people towards goal, towards the achieving goal, towards that quality goal, that is important for the implementation of the TQM. Even as we talk of this one, assuring quality in the product we make, when you look into that, it is ultimate process control may be achieved only by making people before making products. That is the reason there is a famous statement by the Henry Ford, who was considered as father of mass production in many decades ago. He told in one occasion, you can take my factories, you can burn up my building, but give my people, I will build the business right back again. So the people makes the difference. So aligning the people, and that is very important to achieve the quality. or to achieve the successful implementation of the TTF. With this, I will conclude. Thank you for patient listening.